In April 1992, the film world received the news that director Satyajit Ray had died. He had accepted an honorary Academy Award from his hospital bed just 24 days earlier. While millions in his home city of Calcutta gathered to mourn a local icon, the reaction in the international press revealed a loss that felt unexpectedly personal on every continent. The Pioneer printed a headline that captured the collective mood: "A world without Ray." It was an admission that a specific, irreplaceable perspective had vanished. The UK's The Independent published an emotional farewell, addressing him as Manikda. Their editorial placed his work on the same level as the most revered titans of the 20th century. They compared him to Akira Kurosawa, to Ingmar Bergman, and Federico Fellini. These tributes weren't just honoring a prolific director. They were mourning a cinematic language that had managed to make the specific interior life of India accessible to the rest of the world. Martin Scorsese noted that before Ray's Apu trilogy, Western audiences had a very narrow understanding of India on film. Historically, cinema viewed the subcontinent through a colonial lens, using it as an exotic, monolithic backdrop for stories centered on white protagonists. Ray broke this pattern. In his films, Indian characters were no longer background extras. They were the complex, emotional heart of the story. As The Hindu observed in its obituary, Ray brought a robust touch of authenticity to a medium that had previously relied on these colonial stereotypes. By presenting the Indian experience on its own terms, Ray provided a new standard for how different cultures could see and recognize one another through a lens. To understand why these hyper-local stories resonated so broadly, we have to look at Ray's adaptation of Rasa, a 2,000-year-old aesthetic theory from the Natya Shastra. Rasa is the aesthetic flavor of an emotion. It's a framework designed to bypass the intellect and evoke a visceral feeling in the spectator. Ray structured this ancient concept within the stark, black-and-white grid of Western neorealism, blending high art with documentary observation. In Apur Sansar, he avoids loud dramatic outbursts. Instead, he uses shared silences and small domestic gestures to evoke karuna, or pathos, in a way that feels quiet and earned. Ravi Shankar's minimalist score was essential to this approach. The music suggests an emotional state rather than demanding it, allowing the audience to arrive at the feeling themselves. This restraint is why his work avoided the trap of poverty porn. The Pioneer noted that Ray never used hardship as a dramatic device. He simply portrayed the truth and its reality. This Rasa framework allowed a viewer in Manhattan to savor the essence of a Bengali story without needing to understand the language or the specific customs. The impact of this shift was so significant that the Business Standard even compared Ray's cinematic revolution to India's major economic reforms. Scorsese often recalls watching the trilogy in a Manhattan theater and finding that those moments of realization stayed with him, informing his own visual style throughout his career. Ray proved a vital paradox. The more specific and authentic a story is to its home, the more it belongs to the world. The Telegraph perhaps said it best: "The world of cinema mourns the passing of a great master. Calcutta has lost its first citizen." By looking deeply at one city, Satyajit Ray taught the world how to look at itself.